Guess who's back? On this week's episode of renovating our 70s home into our dream suburban homestead, we're going to do 2 coats of plaster in this room and paint the undercoat. And we now might even paint a colour. It'll be a fun colour, which we haven't picked yet. If you enjoy the dad jokes in the episode before last while we were plastering, we got more of that. And if you didn't enjoy it, sorry, I can't really do anything to help you. This might not be the channel for you. Please enjoy. That door was much heavier than I was expecting. So dad joke 1 of the day for plastering bucket 1 of the day. Why don't eggs tell jokes? Because they would crack each other up. I'm not even sorry. Awesome, not mad about that. Only that much left from that whole bucket. Did the full ceiling. Okie dokie. Second bucket of plaster, second joke. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the pee is silent. Another one down. Okie dokie. Third bucket of plaster. Third time for a joke. And this one is, what do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Nacho cheese. Nacho cheese. I'm actually so excited about this. We're about to do the last strip in this bedroom, and well, I'm still slow as anything. It's taken me about 2 hours to do this room. I'm still super excited because it's much quicker than I was expecting it to be done. So I'll be able to we'll start sanding the ceiling in about 2 hours, and then we'll get the third coat on this afternoon as well. But not put that there. But also means our last joke for a little while. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. We're done, yo. I'll put this on another wall, and then I gotta try and figure out what else I was gonna do, because this was finished much more quickly than I was expecting. Also, there's a wasp in here. Hello and welcome back. We are ready to sand and paint in this room. We are also ready to sand and paint in the kitchen around where we had the new back door installed, and in the hallway. So we're going to be pretty busy. The last clip that you would have seen would have been me finishing up the second coat of plaster in this room. It was so boring. The third coat of plaster is exactly the same. Nothing fun happened. The jokes weren't that good. So I just skipped straight through. We still got to go buy or choose the wall colour. Danny and I had a lovely night last night of Pinteresting with like a vibe of a colour that we like. So we need to get some sample pots and go from there. Right, let's get to sanding. Love it. All right, we're here to come and sand the wall. Good grief. But ultimately, I'm just so excited about this doorway because it used to be so tiny. I think we had a 77 door there. And now we've got 1170 and it's so nice. The door's going to match these windows. One day, when we have some money, we've saved up for an extended period of time, we'll be able to put a deck on the back. I can only dream. Might even be able to watch some chickens from up on the deck. It would make me so happy. I have just been on what can only be described as a sanding rampage. Can you see the dust? I think I blacked out for a bit. I could have had a Dexter moment, I wouldn't even know about it. I thought that I was ready to paint in the hallway, but I forgot that the two end external obtuse corners still only had two coats of plaster and not 3, which of course means 24 hours to dry, which means I can't paint until tomorrow afternoon. So frustrated. But it's the reality. We made these choices for ourselves. Anyway, so I'll do third coat on those, third coat on this corner and this one, and then first and second on this exterior wall, exterior corner. So yeah, onward. Alright, I have just been on another sanding rampage, which means that we can go on a painting rampage now. Woohoo! Even the ceiling. It's so dusty. Okay, painting time, or undercoat painting time anyway.
Where was that from, the old boat thing?
2 weeks notice. Sandra Bullock and Hugh Grant. She's like, I hate boats, I could ever be somebody's boat. Surely not all boats. Yes, all boats. She makes fun of his English accent, which I would never do to you, of course. It's over.
Yeah, bitch. He's a bit of an arsehole, isn't he?
Yeah. You don't even need me.
A high value man.
You are a high value man. In all the right ways.
Oh, you missed a bit with your sanding.
Fuck.
Bye-bye.
Hi, we are back again. It's the next day and I've been busy this morning. Second coat on these walls and the ceiling in here. Last night, Danny and I did go to Bunnings and we found a ceiling colour and a wall colour that we liked. Yo, it is so nice. Well, I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon using up this sample pot. So make sure you subscribe and come back next week so you can see what colour we chose. I'm just kidding, I'm going to show you right now. Well, not like that. It is Porter's paint in Hailstorm. We were kind of thinking that we would do a couple of different colours because we couldn't quite decide on what we liked just from pictures. But once we got into the shop, this was kind of the only one that we both agreed on. We don't really have expensive taste anywhere else in our lives, but we used this brand Porter's paint in the bathroom, the red in the bathroom, and we both loved it. It was very nice finish in eggshell, and we wanted to use this paint again because you don't mix these ones, they just have the range that's already there. So we had to choose a paint that was already available in their range. But it's also good because it's a much smaller selection, so the decision fatigue isn't as bad. Yeah, I'm liking this. Of course, it'll change colour as it dries and then as we put on a second coat. It's looking really good. All right, I'm gonna do another patch over on this wall. So I want to make sure one that's like indirect sunlight and one that's in direct sunlight, because the sun rises out that window. So I want to make sure that it looks nice in the morning light as well. I think this would go quite nice with some like kind of yellow mustards. I do like me a yellow mustard. Alrighty, I think that's big enough. We'll wait 2 hours and we'll come back, have a look and do another coat.
Yeah.
I like. We both like the blue. You can come in, doesn't matter. We've just finished for the day. We've put a second coat on the blue and on the ceiling colour. And we both still like the blue. The ceiling colour is actually like purple, and I don't know how that works. So since we know we're probably not going to go with that ceiling colour, I got the ceiling colour that we did in the main bedroom with the brown, and it looks so yellow, orange, I don't know. I can't believe that's what's on the ceiling next door. So then I also did some more signs and watered it down 50-50 with some white. But we'll see, I don't know. This is looking like the best combination at the moment. Let us know in the comments what you think we should do. If you don't like the blue, that's bad luck, because we're just going to do that anyway. Probably, most likely. Subscribe so you can see how it turns out. Okay, thanks for sticking by. They go back. Less, oh fuck, in your face. Subscribe so you can see it. I also find the dust to be sensorily overwhelming. Somebody tell me what I'm trying to say. Smells like progress.